So we're talking about golfer's elbow, which is medial epicondylitis, which is right here. It's the epicondyle of the forearm here. Basically, you'll feel inflammation where tendons and things are rubbing up against each other. It can cause pain. Obviously, in a lot of golfers, aka golfer's elbow. It could be on the right side or left side. It could be both sides, especially for a right-handed golfer, most likely more right-hand and left-handed, vice versa. And especially, if you start taking a lot of divots out of the ground, you might send a shock wave up the arm and cause some issues there. But the first thing we have to do is get some soft tissue going on. So we want to stretch and mobilize the wrist flexors, which flexion is this way, wrist flexors on the injured arm. So I've got a lacrosse ball here. I'm literally going to put it down on a bench, and I'm just going to roll around all over that wrist flexor. Make sure you don't roll on the bone itself. Doesn't feel very good. All around. You can, while you're sitting on it, flex and extend the wrist. Moving it all around. I say usually spend a minute or so doing that. Then we want to work on some wrist flexion. So, or wrist extension. It is wrist extension, but it's a wrist flexion stretch. So the way that we're going to work this is we're going to stand up over a bench, over a table, and we're just going to lean. And if you really need to focus on one, do one at a time. We're going to lean over it as far as we feel comfortable. I'm pretty flexible here, so this might look a little weird. So go as far as you can, forward. You can also try going with your hands the opposite way and coming backwards as far as you can. You can do it multiple different ways, trying to get as much stretch. If you want to do it from the knees here, like I said, I'm a little weirdly flexible. To get as much stretch as you can in there, that's the next part. Then the opposite side of that is the wrist extension. We're going to put our flexion right here into its greatest range of motion. So we're here, and then we want to curl the fingers as best we can and extend while maintaining this position of our arm. Curl everything up and extend. Repeat that. Do that 10 to 15 times. I will suggest, especially if you're in as far as you can, doing one at a time. If you have the ability to do 2 at a time, that's great. Now we're going to move on to some strengthening exercises. So we want to strengthen the arm in multiple different positions, especially the flexors, because a lot of times these are the ones that have some issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to curl our wrist, and we're going to push down with our other arm, trying to forcefully extend the wrist. But we're only going to push enough so that we can cause, and obviously if there's pain, don't push that hard. We're going to push enough that we can still control the flexion of the wrist with our other hand. So we're here. I'm just going to give a good push. I'm going to hold that for 10 to 15 seconds, and then I'm going to let it relax. I'm going to go to the arm as straight. Again, push 10 to 15 seconds. And I'm going to go to wrist extended, and I'm going to push for 10 to 15 seconds. I am forcefully resisting that push back with pretty much everything I've got. Obviously, I don't have any golfer's elbow pain right now, but if you did, only go in that pain-free range of motion. If any of this is causing pain, also make sure that you stick away from that. You can email me and let me know, and I can give you a little bit more guidance on that. Now we're going to give that flexion again, but after you've done a couple reps of each spot, if this is too much, you can just stop there, but as you progress, you can add more strengthening. Now, I'm going to push down again, but I'm going to actually allow this to move through range of motion, but I want to still give it as much fight back as I can. So now I'm controlling. It's hard to talk while I do this. There you go. You can also have somebody else help you, but you should be able to do this on your own. You'll know how much to give, but you want to do that 3 or 4 times. Work on both elbows, whatever you need to do to work through your problems. Again, Only give as much tension as your elbow can handle. And last but not least, whew, it's 8 pounds. We're going to work on grip strength, but at the same time, we're going to work on what we call supination and pronation of the forearm. So pronation is turning it down, supination is turning it up. So I'm going to control it on the way down, and then I'm going to control it on the way back. Go as far as you can. Now, you can hold your elbow here to make sure you're not actually like twisting the whole arm at the shoulder. Controlling back and forth. You can use dumbbells. You can use a juggling stick, whatever, you know, anything that has a little bit of weight that you have to control and actually forcefully focus on that control. The range of motion, again, 3 to 4 reps is all you need in the beginning. You can work your way up. So those are the strengthening exercises. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that these all help.